Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors! On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we'll be taking a look at another character from the first wave of vintage collection figures for 2025, Jedi Master Indara from the Acolyte. Welcome back, gang. So once again, we have another action figure being added to the collection, and this time it's Jedi Master Indara from the Acolyte. Whether you loved it or hated it, I personally always like getting more Jedi figures added to my collection, and Jedi Master Indara was definitely one that I was hoping would make it into the vintage collection. Carrie-Anne Moss was awesome in The Matrix, and it's great to see her finally make it into a Star Wars story. Her character was pretty awesome, so I'm definitely happy to finally have this figure. But with all that being said, don't forget to smash a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, or even become a channel member, and let's take a look at the packaging and figure. Taking a look at our vintage style packaging, we have the Star Wars and Acolyte logo prominently displayed up top, followed by Jedi Master Indara on a yellow name pill color. We have a fantastic image of the character taken directly from the show, looking absolutely superb with her lightsaber ignited in a fighting stance, and all things looking wonderful with the Kenner logo down below. Additionally, we have this all new from the ground up figure, looking really good on a bubble with a number of accessories. On the back, she is VC 345 in the line, Jedi Master Indara, and we have a small description of the character followed by the Vintage Collection logo and additional images of the card and figure. So all in all, this is a fantastic looking card back. I love the image of her with the lightsaber ignited, and Carrie-Anne Moss just looks fantastic on this vintage style packaging. Definitely looking forward to adding this one to the carded collection. Taking a look at Jedi Master Indara out of the packaging and focusing on the photoreal and portrait, I think they have done a pretty decent job here with this figure. It definitely looks like Carrie-Anne Moss, but of course it could probably be a little bit better. Regardless, I think there's some really nice sculpting and detail on the hair, although I would like to see some paint apps back here on her ponytail. And yeah, I really like the strands of hair that are also falling on the side of her face. And if you take a look at the portrait straight on, definitely, seeing that Carrie-Anne Moss, a lot more from the side profile per usual, and yeah, for the most part, they've done a really nice job here. Jedi Master Indara comes with a total of 4 accessories: her lightsaber, unlit hilt, comlink, and Jedi robes. Both the comlink and unlit hilt are able to clip onto the figure's belt for safe keeping, which is really nice because the comlink is quite small. And of course, the Jedi robes are removable, so you can display this figure as you choose to do so. Moving on to the articulation, Jedi Master Indara has a lot of what I like to see on my action figures, and specifically Jedi. She has those new style barbell hips, which are just now standard on all of our new vintage collection figures. She has a swivel at the thigh, a hinge at the knee, which is pretty much 90 degrees, and rocker ankles. So you will have no problem putting this figure in a nice wide stance. So that is absolutely excellent. Moving on to the upper body, she has a little bit of a torso crunch there. It's not too much. You can of course rotate this 360 degrees, and then she has hinges at the elbows and shoulders, and unfortunately none at the wrists. She just has a swivel, which is 360 degrees. Now, we typically don't see hinges on some of our female figures and just characters that have thinner wrists, and that's a bit unfortunate because I feel like when you have a lightsaber, you kind of need that hinge wrist just to get some of those perfect battle poses, just in my opinion. But moving on up, she does have that barbell neck, so you can get some nice movement out of that as well. And yeah, for the most part, she's a really good looking figure and poses quite well. So something else I wanted to point out that I noticed when I was kind of just looking at the figure and doing some QC on her is that each one of her lower legs is actually labeled with R1 and L1. So I guess that, when assembling these in the factory, there's no issues in terms of, accidentally swapping the parts and stuff like that, which I think some people were reporting with Jedi Master Saul. So maybe just because these Jedi legs are very similar, they're having trouble putting these together. So I thought that was really interesting. At first, I honestly thought it was a paint QC issue, and I was like, what is this blob of paint that's all caking up right there? And yeah, very interesting to say the least. And lastly, just taking a look at some of the sculpting and detail on her tunic. Nice to see some great detail there. The paint applications on her belt. And yeah, also nice to get soft goods with this figure. It is, kind of able to put the hood up, but it is also kind of stitched down. I'm pretty sure you can kind of rip that and just have the full hood on. That's how Saul was, and I'm kind of just going to leave her as is. Maybe if I get a second one, I will do that, but a very interesting detail there. The soft goods are really nice, though. They really conform to her sculpt and everything quite nicely, so yeah, just always great to get more soft goods with our Jedi, of course, and for the most part, I'm really enjoying this figure. I must say that it's a huge relief to see additional Jedi Master tooling continuing to make its way into the vintage collection. Many of these types of figures from the prequel trilogy were severely lacking when compared to the modern 375 figures we have been adding to our collections. Furthermore, it's been quite a while since we have seen new Jedi added to the line. Fortunately, the Acolyte has brought us some excellent lightsaber battles and spectacular action figures. Jedi Master Indara comes fully loaded with everything that TVC fans want to see on their Jedi action figures. Exceptional barbell hips, hinges at the knees, elbows and shoulders, and rocker ankles, but unfortunately just swivel wrists, which is a bit of a limitation for a Force and Saber user. Jedi Master Indara comes with premium soft goods and a soft plastic lower tunic that does not hinder any of the lower leg articulation, allowing for some proper fighting stances and all-around superb action figure posing. Despite the lack of hinge wrists, the figure will look simply brilliant in a saber battle when displayed in your collection room, an absolute must-have for Acolyte or Jedi fans. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at this latest addition to our vintage collection shelf displays, Jedi Master Indara from the Acolyte. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps and is always greatly appreciated. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.